Hello? Oh, now it's working. Why is it? Oh god. No, I have to add all of my filters back. Why is my mic thing broken? Why is my mic input broken? What did I do? You're at a restaurant? Why are you at a restaurant? I don't know why I said it like that. I know why people go to restaurants. Whatever. Why are you broken? What the heck? Okay, I have no clue what anything sounds like right now. Um, Let me see if I can just quickly add my filters on. Ah! Or at least one of them. Okay. Everything is so loud. I don't remember what my settings are. Make make myself louder? Okay. Just everything would be fine if my microphone decided to work. If you know what, as long as the oh, now it's working. When the what? It was it was working for like a second. Okay. Okay. Okay, now it's working. Now I can't rid of this one. I hate this. Ew, this is so stupid. Okay. Now, there we go. Has my normal microphone thing. Okay, I can drink water now. Yeah, it was being dumb. Hi, cows. Hello. We finally figured out why I didn't even figure it out. I just started touching things or started pressing buttons until I did the thing I wanted to do. Anyway, we're playing Dwarf Romantic because I wanted to play it and I haven't played it in a long time. No, I didn't. You knew the likelihood of that happening because I started work and I have a 5-day work week this week. I will probably start it tonight. Because I should have started earlier today, but also, no, screw you. You made a bad choice when to do that. I'm gonna try to get it out by next week though, because, you didn't waste any money on that. I'm still gonna do it. I should probably change the thing to say not the week after, especially because I just started my job, but I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do the thing, Sally. Don't be such a dick about it. You knew. I told you that I was starting my job and things would be taking longer. Don't be rude. Yeah, if we get a water piece, we'll get one for you. Do you want the river piece or do you want like a full water piece? You asked twice. Okay, and I said I would be busy. Like, you fully knew I was gonna be busy and said you chose it because it'd be funny. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. I can't do much. Can't do much about having time or not having time. Scammer? Okay, and I'll just not make the video for next week if you think that's a scam. I just won't do it. Like, I really don't be rude, Sally. I'm doing my best. Well, not my best, but my emotional best. I had to take the day off of work on Sunday because I was having trouble. I was having an emotional time because I was just way more work than I'm used to in a short period of time. Made me really distressed, and also I had to talk to a bunch of people, like a lot. And also I had to close on Friday by myself, and that stressed me out. But I will be doing the thing. Like, it's going to happen. Like, I have like I know what I'm going to do. Just give it. It is funny, but like, no. I don't think so. Oh, I think I I ruined this piece. Oops. I fully forgot about that. I don't remember to play this game. It's been so long since I've played this game. Not for a few years. At least that's what Cream said. They said they calculated it out, and it's like if you wanted to get 1,000 or 1,000,000 points, it'd be like years in the making. Okay. Well. You got 100K in 6 months? Damn. Wait, really? Huh. But yeah, if that was the case, then it'd probably be a few years of me streaming constantly and consistently, and also probably like the extra things, getting the extra stuff like raids and stuff. Oh, yeah, for Rando's thing. But yeah, like for my channel, it would require me to be doing things constantly. You don't watch your streams anymore? Yeah. That'll happen. You have 26K, 0.8K. Yeah, it sounds about right. I don't stream that much either, so it's like a... Ooh. So it's like a thing, you know? That's not why I want to place that. Ah! I have to figure out a better microphone setup than this. I mean, it's better than what I had before, I guess? I don't know. I don't know. You have 275. Wasted it all in an ad? No, you wasted it on literally nothing. And other such wonderful gifts as that. You just kept getting nothing. And I'm going to do the advertise thing. Again, I just have not had the mental capacity to do it, and you knew I wouldn't do it. You commented on that when you redeemed it. So it's your fault. Yep, there you go. There's your nothing. Oh. Hello. Susie Simslot. Hi, thank you for the raid. Oh, hello. I have no clue who you are. What's up? I'm so unused to being raided by people I don't know. Hello. What did you do on your thing? What kind of stuff do you usually do? Hi. We're just playing Dorf Romantic, sort of a puzzle game. I'm not very good at it, but I'm having fun. It's very pretty to look at, which is mostly the reason. Oh, you're playing Dorf Romantic too! That's probably that's fun. Yeah, I haven't played this game in like weeks. Not weeks. I haven't played this game in months. So I just wanted to play again because it's a fun game to look at, and it's just chill, and it's something I can talk over pretty easily most of the time. Same here too, still learning. Yes. Anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. I think I was talking about Sally redeeming something and me not being able to fulfill it, even though... Oh, thank you for the follow. Even though I warned you, Sally. Anyway, speaking about my work, because I want to talk about my work, because it's fun. Actually, do you guys know what I do? Did I say it before? I don't think I have. But I work in a garden center. You're watching a show before? Like, before right now? Anyway. I work in a garden center. And I work in the nursery part of it, so it's like I work with shrubs and trees and things like that before the stream. Great. But yeah, I work in, it's like the entirety of the nursery is outside. Nursing the plants, question mark? I mean, sort of. That is kind of part of my job, obviously, like to take care of the plants, but like we don't get like, well, no. All of the plants are kind of babies because that's the easiest, because that makes it the easiest to ship them because they're tiny and small, which surprises people because like everything in the nursery gets at least 3 feet. That's not true. Some of it only gets like 2 feet tall, but that's still like a considerable size for a lot of people. But yeah, all this stuff is, or most of the stuff is tiny. We have like proper trees that are like 15 feet, but most of the stuff, that's still small actually. That's like still the small version of those trees. I don't actually know why, it's a plant nursery, I guess you would call it, so I guess that's why it's called a nursery, but yeah, it's kind of a weird name. Anyway, yeah, so I work outside most of the time, like in the blazing hot sun, because last week we were going through, I don't even know if it would be considered like a proper heat wave because it is May right now, and at least here in like, why do you have to talk to people? Because I'm a salesperson, or I work in retail. Oh look, Kaz, I have a tile for you. This is your tile. We're gonna put it over here. We're gonna put it over here. Also cold supremacy. I agree, cold supremacy. But yeah, I was working in last week. I was working outside because obviously I was working outside, but we were going through like a hot heat, we'll call it a heat wave. We were going through a heat wave because, I don't know, the world is falling apart. I'd be able to sell. Yeah, but but I can fake it. I'm pretty good at faking it, I promise. It's funny, I just seem to be able to trick people into thinking I know what I'm talking about. Like the first day there, I was like, yeah, no, I know what I'm saying. And I 100% didn't. But it was like it was very, very hot, very, very sunny. I got a burn. I got a sunburn. I think I mentioned that in the Discord, but like I got a sunburn on my face. It looked really cute because I was wearing like a mask. So it was like just on my cheeks and over like the bridge of my nose. So it was in a place where people put blush, so it was fine. It was peeling like last week, but then it got better because I don't burn especially badly. But now every time I go to work, I have to slather myself in sunblock to the point where yesterday when I was on shift, I had put so much sunblock on my arms and I like hadn't rubbed it in properly yet, that when I bumped up against one of the doors to go out of the employee area, I just kind of smeared. Okay, Susie, thank you so much for rating. Yeah, bye? Yeah, bye! I don't know how to say things to people, it's fine. But yeah, I smeared like an entire, just a thing of sunblock all over the door. It was weird and kind of gross. But it happened because, well, they have sunblock at my work because it's like it's a health and safety thing, the fact that they can't, or that at least people in the nursery and people working outside especially, are in the sun for like 6 hours a day in like blazing hot sunlight. Why is this not connected, but this, it's fine. I don't know why things are not connected, that's really weird. Oh, it's connected to both of them, okay. The pineapple on pizza? pineapple and pizza is great. I don't know why you're putting the entire pineapple. I don't think the leaves are that tasty, but you know. What was I saying? But yeah, it's like a health and safety thing. So they have to give us like sunblock so we don't burn. And the funny thing is their sunblock is like really, really thick. I don't know why, but it's like it's like really, really just viscous. And I was using other sunblock like from home, and it was a lot thinner, so I used that on my face because trying to rub in the sunblock for my work is just not a viable thing to do. It's it's not easy. Trying to figure out a place to put this. Oh, it's the poly emote. But yeah, like it's a lot of sunlight. I have this coworker who also works in the nursery department, and she is not a good choice to be outside in the sunlight. And by that I mean, the first day she started working, she got heat exhaustion. I don't know if it was heat stroke. I don't believe it was heat stroke, but she definitely got heat exhaustion to the point where she had to go home. Okay, glug glug. Also, the second day she couldn't even come in to work the next day. She had to take the next day off because she was like not good to be in the sunlight. The second time I worked with her, the skin on her arms started bubbling up in blisters, which is a sunburn to the, like a 2nd degree sunburn. And she was just like, yeah, no, this is fine, this is normal. Hey, look, it's a bridge, that's me. I fully realized I just didn't introduce myself to the new people. Oh, I'm great at this. Yeah, no, she, make stupid... Is it okay to make stupid decisions? I mean, like, you can, but this was, like, a threat to her life and well-being kind of thing. Like, like, it was not safe for her to be outside. Cause she was, like, her skin was literally bubbling up, right? And her arms were, like, bright lobster red. And she was like, this is fine, and I feel dizzy because I haven't had water all day, and I just realized that. I'm like, why are you outside? Dying is just stopping the pain? No. No, Sally. Please. So win-win? Absolutely not. But yeah, she had to go home that day as well, and she was telling me that. It's like, no, this happened yesterday. I'm like, that's not good. That's not a good thing. Why are you outside? I think she's doing better with the sunlight thing, because she got a long sleeve work shirt, so now she's not like exposed to the sunlight. Which is better, but it's kind of ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Another thing I wanted to mention, like, I was gonna say I made a list of things to talk about, and I didn't. I put down 2 things and then I got distracted and didn't continue the list. But at work, we have like a bunch of different plants to work with, and part of our job, especially in the nursery, well, not even especially in the nursery, just anywhere on just anywhere in the garden center, is to put out the plants we have, right? So we have to when we get new deliveries, we'll put out new stock on the floor. We'll like rearrange things, try to keep everything orderly. And for one of the days, like last week or the week before, that was like super bright and super sunny, I was on roses. I was fixing the rose shrubs, and they're not, when you have rose shrubs, they're not pretty, right? They're tiny, especially when we first got them in. They're tiny and they've like very few leaves on them, which is like fine. It makes it easier for transportation, and also when you have younger plants, they're a lot more adaptable from, like, to go from pots to soil. So it's like, it's fine. You know, it's whatever, right? It's whatever. I don't care. I don't mind. The problem is that roses are annoying as hell. And I hate them. These are strong words, but I have strong feelings about roses. And they're, like, I know they're pretty. Like, I know they're pretty, but they're so annoying. Not even... What are you supposed to do as a chatter on stream? Like, what? Like, for you to do or for me to do? Like, who are you? What are you asking? It has not been that long since I last streamed, Sally. It's been 1 week. Or it's been 2 weeks. And don't act like you're not on other people's streams. I know you are. I know you're not loyal. I don't know. Have fun. Talk to me. Respond to what I'm saying. You don't even have to respond to what I'm saying. I'm just gonna keep talking. Where do I want to put this? I put this here. There we go. You forgot. Oh. Surprised. It was only one stream. You were on someone else's stream, Sally. But, what was I saying? What was I saying? Anyway, yeah, so I was on roses that entire day, and roses are super annoying. It's not even that they're stabbing me. Like, I don't even mind that because I don't bleed, right? Like, I don't, and it sounds funny and weird to say, but like, I genuinely, last night you almost ripped off your septum piercing by accident. Oh, another work-related thing. I have to not wear my septum piercing to work, and I keep forgetting to take it out before I go because it's a health and safety hazard, especially when I'm working outside with a bunch of trees. Do you bleed? For the septum piercing, like, I was told by one of my supervisors that I can't wear it because, like, there's a possibility that it can be ripped out by branches or whatever, so I have to take it out, and I keep forgetting to do that because I wear a mask so no one sees it. But yeah, like, it sounds like a joke when I say don't bleed, but like, I mean that in like a relatively genuine way. Like, I don't bleed very much. Especially if I get cuts or scratches on my hands, I bleed very minimally, if I bleed at all. Which sounds like a joke, but it really isn't. If you have a mask, then it shouldn't matter. It's still a health and safety thing because sometimes the branches will either get under my mask, or if I have my mask down. I want to see if I bleed. Give me a second. No, please, Sally, don't. Sally, not even as a joke. Don't do that. It's just so tired. So tired of that. Like, please don't. Let's see, where do I want to put this? I can't put that there because I want to get like a train station or a train thingy. Railroad, that's what it's called. But yeah, so I don't bleed easily. So yeah, the thorns and the roses aren't what the problem is. They don't bother me. It's just we have so many roses, and there are so many varieties. And when I was starting on the roses, yeah, I didn't stream last week because I was tired. I was emotionally tired. Same reason I didn't do the advertisement, because I didn't have the emotional capacity to do that. Anyway, we have so many varieties. We had so many pots, and we were getting new shipments in, and my job was to like just take the roses off the skids and try to find some place to put it. But like, I was working by myself in the roses, and I was trying to like get them in while there were guests asking me questions, and also stealing roses. I say stealing, but they weren't, but you know, they were fine to take them, but I consider it stealing because like, I'm doing something, please. It's so stupid. Imagine having emotional capacity. Yeah. Let's put you here. So that was upsetting, and I hated it, and I hate roses. I wasn't even like a big fan of roses in the first place. Like, yeah, they're pretty, but like I was not a big, I've never been a big fan of roses. Some people are big fans of roses. I was never a big fan of roses. We had roses in our backyard for like the longest time. They're still technically there, but we built like a garage in front of it, so they're not getting enough sunlight for anything. But they're still trying. They're still trying their best. Another reason I wrote that poem, because it's like those roses are definitely weeds. They won't die. Roses can stab you. Yeah, one of the thorns like stabbed me in the thumb, and I remember it happening, and then looking at my thumb and it just bleeding a tiny bit, and then I wiped it away and it stopped bleeding. But like I also have like scratches on my arms, not from the roses, because, you know, other things were attacking me. I was working in the hydrangeas before I was on the roses, and the hydrangeas are so annoying because similar reason, there are so many of them, and they won't, I can't escape them, right? Because I was working in the hydrangeas and I was putting them away, and then I was trying to do other stuff. Like water. I was trying to do other stuff. But people kept asking me about hydrangeas, so I kept having to go back to the hydrangeas to talk to people about things, and like to go through like what the different hydrangeas were, and we kept getting more shipments of hydrangeas because it was Mother's Day. Well, for both the roses and the hydrangeas, we kept getting them because it was Mother's Day, or the week before Mother's Day. And people like to give mothers hydrangeas and roses, and the shrubs for some reason, because, you know, that makes sense. It's like, yeah, no, here's a shrub with no flowers on it. Take care of it, because you are a mother. You like killing your friends? Yes, I know you like killing your friends. I've played video games with you, Sally. Yeah, you can't, once you get into a section, you can't escape it. I like the hydrangeas much more than I like the roses. At least the hydrangeas aren't, like, upsetting. They don't upset me as much. I don't know why, but they don't. Put that there. But yeah, the hydrangeas and roses both grow like weeds if they get into the ground, and they will get into the ground. They won't stop growing. Is tomato a fruit? It is a fruiting body, so yes. Vegetable is a cooking construct. One of my favorite facts, I think that is literally one of my favorite facts, that vegetables are fake. And in fact, invented, in order to, it's literally invented as just a way to make, like, food more appealing. I think to make food more appealing. That makes sense to me. Everything is fake though? Yeah, words are fake, we know that, but you know what I mean. Like, there is no such thing as, like, an actual vegetable. They're just separate parts of plants. Oh look, we have beavers! I think they're beavers. Or maybe it's a bear. I don't know, but look! We have friends. But yeah, cause it's like, there are fruiting bodies, which are really anything that has like seeds in it, so like tomatoes, cucumbers, things like that. But they can be considered vegetables as well, and it's not incorrect, because it's like, well, a vegetable is really just a part of a plant, so technically all fruits can also be vegetables. Well, no. I think vegetables, no, wait. All fruits can be vegetables, but vegetables can't all be fruits. And that just tickles me so much. It's so funny. I need like another straightaway railroad over there, but I can't. I don't have any. Unfortunate. Yeah, I just think that's such a fun fact. That fact is just so fun for me. One day you'll see an ad here, like an ad on Twitch, because you probably won't. because you have a subscription here. Don't you? If you keep subscribing to me, you're not gonna get an ad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to disappoint you because ads take away, or subscriptions take away ads. If you want an ad, you gotta, unsubscribe. You don't have anything? 8 days ago, Saladin_4 was subscribed for 1 month at tier 1. They've been subscribed for 8 months. See, you have nothing? See? Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. I understand. But yeah. What was I saying? No, work's been a lot of fun. It's stressful sometimes, but generally it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it. I used to love the nothing jokes. Does it no longer fill you with a sense of glee? Is it now just an empty? Money is fun. Money is very fun. I got my paycheck, my first paycheck, and I was like, oh my god, I can actually get things. Speaking of getting things, I actually recently resubscribed to Dropout, which is a video service, and it has this D&D campaign I've been watching, and I am kind of you don't do it as much anymore. Yeah, okay. I've been like obsessed with this D&D campaign, so I was so excited to actually like have money to be able to watch again. Because I've been like I've been like so deprived because I've just been watching people, because people will clip it and just post clips of it on YouTube. And they're so funny, because my aesthetic for stories is like, something I realized. What is D&D? Yeah, sure, Sally, you don't know what D&D is. But one of my favorite genres I realized recently is like modern fantasy type things, and this isn't, the campaign that they're doing right now is not modern fantasy. It's oh, I got two. Dallas and Donald, yes. It is sci-fi, but it's like sci-fi fantasy, which is kind of like modern fantasy, just futuristic. And so it's also because obviously, well, not obviously, but they work off of D&D rules, so a lot of it is very like fantasy based, but they're reskinned for the idea of being sci-fi. But it's like, I love the characters, futuristic fantasy, yes. I love the characters, and I was so excited about the plot, and then I lost my subscription because I ran out of money. But now I have money, so I resubscribed today, and I've been watching it all day, and I've been so excited because it's so much fun. And it's so stupid, and it's been making me want to play D&D again. I want to play D&D again. I just realized you can barely see the chat. I don't know if I care enough to move it. The chat's for me. Eat the rich. Okay. Yeah, if you eat the rich, you won't get your D&D session, Sally. And I have, speaking of eating people, no. I have this D&D campaign idea that I want to run. I want to run it so badly, but I have to write it, and that's the worst part. It's not the murder mystery one, because the murder mystery one I realized would take so much effort to figure out. Like, I know that's my fault. I know it's my fault how much effort it'd be taking, because I want to be funny and like actually make you guys do puzzles. But I actually have to figure out, I could improvise everything, but I've tried that before and it did not go well. I have this other idea though, I think I actually mentioned it before, of a campaign idea that I wanted to do. Could you hear my cup moving against my desk. My desk is not flat at the top. It has like these little, it has this pattern on it, this geometric pattern on it, but for some reason all the lines are raised, so it's like not a good desk to write on. It's really dumb. But yeah, I had this campaign idea. I think I've mentioned it before because I was really excited about it. I don't know if it was on stream or just in the Discord, but I have said it before. I do it like this, and it has to go this way. If I do it like this, then it's not connected. Just do it like this, it's fine. 20 minutes stuck to try and open doors. Doors are the bane of so many adventuring parties. Doors are great. Doors are so funny. But yeah, I had this campaign idea, and I think I actually might go with that instead of the what's that called? The murder mystery idea, because it is the new one is a lot more D&D, and probably it's like a lot more coherent storyline, I think. Don't move. I'm talking to my microphone stand, but yeah, it's like a lot more coherent of a storyline, and probably would be a lot more straightforward, like easier for me to run, just in general. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it'd probably be a lot. It would be like a quicker thing for me to do. Oh, I need one. No, nerd. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Sally. Then I won't invite you to the D&D session. Like, would you like to be uninvited? I'll just do this. It's fine. But like, oh, that works. Yeah, I feel like it would be, I would prefer to do that one. And I probably could, like, if I sat down to do it, I could probably hash it out in like a day or so, just because like it's a much simpler, more straightforward idea than like the other one I was at, than the murder mystery campaign idea. So I might do that. I don't know if I'll have time, especially because summer's gonna be worse. But if I lose my job for whatever reason, then I'll have more time to do that, and I'll just be sad by myself. No, but like, I feel like it'd just be like a fun thing to do. I also think I might record it, if we do the D&D sessions, just so we can have it as like a thing on the side, or just to like watch back or listen back to, because I think that'd be fun. Ooh. But yeah, I've been wanting to play D&D again. Exploit your friends for content, that's always the idea. Or always the answer. Yeah, but like, it's not like you guys aren't gonna be like the only ones to watch my stuff, so it's like, is it exploitation if it's for you guys, if it's for the benefit of you? Let's put you here. Yeah. But yeah, and it would be going to that. Oh, hi Kai. You should go to sleep. I know it's like, isn't it like 1 AM? Came here to relax? Great, because we're doing a relaxing game for me. This game is relaxing for me. It also means I can just talk and continue talking. You become famous and problem solved. I mean, I could. I'd probably still get a job if I was famous. I'd probably still be doing like some other type of job, even if I did well doing like streaming or whatever. I mean, it'd be cool to have like a large following, but I think it would stress me out way too much. I kind of really like having... You could do advertise and stuff, yeah. You finished the project! Oh, that's so good! Yay! Which means you can sleep. You can sleep and it's okay. Why? What? Oh, because that connects it, okay. Being famous is actually stressful, yeah. Being famous would be pretty stressful. I like having our really small community. I know it kind of sucks because our community is very small, and for a lot of the things. Oh god damn it! That's a useless tile. Wait, I can undo it. I can undo it. I know for like a lot of things, it'd be a lot nicer if we had more people just to participate in a bunch of stuff. But like, I like our community being small. Okay. I like that we have like no one here, so I only have to talk to my friends. But I think even if I did become famous, I would continue to do things the way I've been doing things, like on my time. Everyone lives on my time. We live on bridge time and that's it. And by bridge time I mean nothing, because there's actually no time. You did a whole essay on how media influence the public can cause huge mental health issues and can break your life and relationships. Yeah. Yeah. Again, like, I started streaming for the, for the both sort of, like, creative aspect, as well as, but also, like, the social aspect. Like, not because I'm like, oh, I want to be a social media influencer, or, like, to get out there or anything, but literally just so I have a space that is completely in my control, and like I can have like a social life, quote unquote, here, and be like, oh yeah, I'm doing something social, and it's fully for me, and like I don't have to do it if I don't want to do it. And it's like, it's basically I was trying to put myself out there at the start of 2021, and I was like, streaming seems like a fun thing, so I'll try that out. And it worked. It turned out it was fun. Sally likes to lie. But yeah, it's fun. I met a bunch of cool people. It's a good outlet for me because I struggle to talk to people. But here, I don't have to find other people to talk to. They come to me, and they have to listen to me talk. Instead of me being like, hey, hello. Because I struggle with normal conversations, but when it's like this, I'm in control, and nothing can stop that. I have like such specific social parameters. It's kind of sad. Put up in You like to have fun and confuse people? Yes, I've played GGG with you, Sally. And also tell Kai that you're friends. That the two of you are friends. Tell Kai that the two of you are friends, don't be mean. But yeah, as we all know, I'm a control freak, and so being in control of my surroundings is very important to me. Also, creativity aspect, even though it's like, what even am I doing that is properly creative? But the Cooking Simulator was about cannibals, great. But it's like, I mean, if I'm doing the YouTube videos, again, like, that's fully for myself, that's just for fun, and it's a different medium than the only other creative. Actually, streaming and like writing is the only creative outlet I've had for such a long time. Like, I would pick up other hobbies, but I'd always drop them because they stopped being interesting, or I was just like so entirely burned out of them, and I burned out by them, because whenever I get an interest, I will do it to death. Like, when I was doing embroidery, I would do embroidery for like 6 hours a day, and then I couldn't stop embroidering, and I couldn't stop embroidering, so I just kept doing it. And then when I finally got off that, like, embroidery obsession addiction thing. I just didn't want to do it anymore. And writing is the only thing, or was the only thing for a really long time that I would actually like miss doing to the point of wanting to do it again and like continuing that cycle, which isn't healthy, but I'm working on it. But like to do it again and again and again, like over my lifetime. That's the only thing I've had that was like that. But now I have streaming as well, which is like a different creative medium. So it's like when I feel burnt out of writing, it's like, oh, I have something else I can be doing as well that I know I like and I know I enjoy and stuff like that, which is really nice to have. But yeah. I've had to manage as a main mod. Make a whole Discord server for streaming. I will never be disappointed when something happens on Discord ever again. That's how... Ugh. I enjoy some of the YouTube videos. I would hope you enjoy some of the YouTube videos, Sally. You could be a mod, you couldn't, not on this channel, because if you're a mod, you would do things, and you're legally not allowed to do things on my stream if you're a mod. If you do something, you're breaking the code of conduct. You have to be useless. You would totally abuse power though. Yeah, I know. You're working as a mod for them, but the Discord server is still in construction and it's hell. Yeah. Discord servers can be a lot of fun if you have people who are cool. If you don't, they're bad. Which is kind of why I like having a really small server. Because I feel like once you get to a certain point of it being a larger server, you lose some of the like, I don't know, closeness, or the feeling that like you can just kind of talk in there. Then it becomes more like a public safe space than like a community. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I just don't like talking to people. That might be a me problem. Yeah, it might be a me problem. Anyway, you keep redeeming Uwu voice.
Sleepy time, Uwu.
I don't know why I read that as sleepy time, but I got there in the end. But yeah, like, I think that might just be a me problem, the not wanting to be on the bigger servers, because like, I know Poly server isn't even that big technically. It just feels really big, especially compared to mine. And I don't want to go on it because there's too many people and I don't know any of them. It's not that I don't know any of them. I don't know a lot of them. I get stressed out about it. That's why I'm never there. Even though I'm a mod there. I'm just like, no, never mind, no. Where's my, there you are. No, perfect. Not be doing it, it's Bridge. When first making the server, the mode, icons, rules, and all of this stuff for free. Why? Why? Why would you? Why? What? No, that sounds like a bad deal. And the game's over. Woo! Oh, I hit a high score. Oh, that's fun. I like that. Toggle. Leaderboard. Try again. Let's play it. We'll start a new one. Poly server is dead. Is it? I wouldn't know. So is Poly, I think. Yeah. Poly, will occasionally send me things over various social media platforms and then disappear into the night and not talk to me when I respond. So I'm just like, oh, cool, or whatever. Or like, I'll respond and then I won't get a response back. I just think it's funny. Cause they're like, they're always on when I'm not on, and when I am on at the same time they're on, they sometimes aren't. You know what I mean? They give you 3 commands on their streams. Nice. I had so many cups in my room this morning. I had to move them out. Cause I was hoarding cups. I never get the lily pads and I'm so upset. I like the lily pads so much. They should let me keep them. Oh. I know this is also about my job, but I forgot about it and I want to mention it. I've been forming opinions on plants, which I never thought I would do, which I hadn't done in such a long time, but I'm forming opinions on plants, and they're not just like aesthetic opinions, they're like emotional opinions. It's so weird. Can I have one whatever gone? Oh, specifically as tribute for me? Yeah, sure. What kind of a hexagon do you want? Like, Kaz always requests having like a full water one, but if you want one that has like a full thing of houses, or like has part houses or is full trees, you just gotta pick one. But yeah, I've been having opinions on plants. Like, I choose whatever you think fits me. Okay, we'll see if something comes up. Let's put this over here. Like we have juniper plants, and I really like junipers. Okay, like they're one of my favorite evergreens right now. They're so cool. I really like junipers. Problem is, I'm allergic to junipers, which is unfortunate. Did you know Argentinians and Brazilians have some kind of beef? I don't want to learn about... How do I phrase this? Like, nationalist... discourse? I don't know. Something like that. So Brazilians like, no, Sally! Oh, Sally, okay. Okay. Oh god, Sally. Anyway. I hate Brazilian accent. What? It's your brain badly? Oh, okay, okay. Alright. I have no opinions on this. I personally have no opinions on this. I'm just reading chat. Specifically some, but not all. What did I do? Anyway. Glug glug. Fun fact! Cool. What do you want a fun fact about? Or am I just saying whatever? I have a lot of fun facts about plants. I can start talking about plants. What do you want a fact about? Do you want me to talk about plants? I can talk about plants. Lore? You want council lore? You have to stop. You have to figure it out. We're playing. That's cheating. This is cheating. You can't. Damn it. God damn it. This is cheating. You're cheating. It's supposed to be like, not an ARG, but like it's supposed to be like a roleplay thing. You're supposed to figure it out as we go along. I'm not supposed to just tell you. Fine. Well, let's see. Hey, where did my, oh, there it goes. No, Laura, neither. When the French tutorial, I never promised a French tutorial. Okay, let's see what server lore I can give you that doesn't spoil anything, and also, I know I saw the memes about the lore. I like them a lot. Let's see. I have my, it's not lore book, but I have my world building book over here. It's not specifically for the council, but it's council related. All of you live in my brain. Let's see, what could I tell you? Oh, so let's see. Bring deck of Uno cards. Why do you have a deck of Uno cards? All of you, I feel like I've said like a lot of the lore. I'm trying to think of something. Well, like, some of you have been here longer than other people. Like Sally, for example, has been here for quite a while. And every time someone shows up, I feel like it's been explained already. Like, every time someone shows up, they don't know where they've come from. They don't know how they get there, but it's like, or they just show up mysteriously they fall through. Oh, actually no, I can tell you lore about how people show up in the council. So it's not like they just pop into existence. They actually fall through the ceiling. Or quote-unquote ceiling, you don't know which way is up, but they fall through, they fall into the council room, and sometimes they'll fall through into a room that is empty, back rooms. Sometimes there are back rooms. There are actually a lot of, I say a lot of rooms in the council. They technically don't exist yet, because you do have to discover them, and like they have to happen naturally. Did I talk about how people show up in the council? Because there's like a whole process. To be completely honest, if you could bruise while you're in the council, you would be. Like the book club room? No, the book club already existed. That was a room that was already existing. Watch the VODs. Kai, there's so much lore just randomly scattered throughout the council room and the VOD sometimes, so yeah. The book club's room already existed, and that was a place that was accessible to all people. But, for example, the vault was something that was recently discovered, right? And that had to be windmill is backwards. That was recently discovered. That was always there technically, not that any of you could see it, or more like not that any of you could get into there. The vault is actually a significantly scaled down version of the library, which is the actual place it's based off of in. You gotta go to sleep! Go to sleep! I'm gonna keep talking because you got me in a roll, and that's your fault. But yeah, the vault is based off of the library, which is a real place in the actual story I'm writing, but that's, beside the point. It doesn't actually matter. And the vault is actually the weirdest place in the council. And by weirdest place, I mean it is the least held together. Like everything about the council is pretty mishmash in general. Like nothing is securely all of the screws are a little bit loose, if you want to think about it that way. But the vaults and the libraries especially, things are kind of wonky in there. But yeah, in the council there is the welcome room, or the welcome channel. It's almost 2 AM. Yeah, you should be asleep. I will stretch in a second. I'm gonna finish this thought. But yeah, like the people will technically the council has the welcome room, which is just, you know, because Discord requires it. So technically people always show up there, but in the actual lore of the council room, people don't show up in the welcome room, and the welcome room is more just like a list of whoever's in the council, or whoever has appeared in the council, and it like it doesn't keep track of anyone who leaves, but it keeps track of whoever was there. In the actual lore, people will just show up in random rooms everywhere, and they will just kind of fall into the room. Sometimes there's people there and sometimes there isn't. It all depends on what the actual or whoever's there at that point in time. But yeah, I think that's my council room fun facts, quote unquote. Might just start, if I get asked about that, I might just talk about thing instead. What is the lore regarding Sally 2.0? Okay, so good night. My mic. Good night, Kai. Good night. There is actually lore regarding Sally 2.0. That is something you would have to discover, actually. I can tell you a little bit, but not a lot of it. But also, I'm supposed to go stretch, so I'm gonna go stretch. Watch the Be Right Back stream, and I'll be right back. You, sir, are supposed to be asleep. Well, you already said goodnight. Why are you still here? Anyway, yeah, but the other me is still there? Yes, so Kai got replaced because of reasons. Reasons we will, maybe soon discover. Yeah, so both Cardboard Box and Sally 2.0 are both Sally. I would like to make that clear. They're both real Sally, or they're both a real Sally. I'm trying to think of what I can tell you. Yeah, they're both a real Sally, and they both are in the council, and both of them are there and are existing and moving around and being there in that place. It's sort of similar to how there are 2 polys and there are 2 players. I think there's 2 players in my server, but like it does apply to other people's servers. Yeah, there's 2 players in my server. There's also 2 polys. It's a similar thing to that, except those both appeared around the same time and no one questioned it. This one, Sally is, with this example, Sally is like a main staple of the council room, so people are gonna notice it more. But again, both real people, both exist. We got some funky some funky stuff going on there with how people work and kind of the like universe as a whole. That's kind of what's going on there, but yeah, you're both Sally. If you both interact, it's like just 2 people interacting. Things might be a little bit quiet and awkward, but like nothing drastic would happen. You're both real people, so it's just like you're 2 real people interacting. You just happen to also be the same person. It's different than what's going on with Kai, because Kai has a specific thing happening, because they've decided to they wanted to do some more lore stuff, so you know, we let it happen. But yeah, it's like it's not like you guys are clones or like a timeline thing, quote unquote timeline, because there's no time in the council, but that's beside the point. It's not like you'd rip apart the universe if you guys interacted or touched or something like that, because it's like you guys are real people. It's just like 2 real people who would, if you think that's fun, sure. Might be a little bit weird considering one of the Sallys is like not talking to anyone at the moment for some reason. Whatever. But yeah, that's what's going on with Sally 2.0. Sort of. But yeah, it's just like another Sally fell into the universe, or fell into the council room. Also signed the contract for some reason. Or no, not signed the contract. There is no contract to be signed. Also verbally agreed to be in the council. What is the lore behind demon summoning for dummies? That is just another, not a council member, but another, so demon summoning for dummies is technically a bot, which the bots in the council are sort of part of the council, like the place, like the council room place, like the actual physical existence. They're not people. They're not people. Demon summoning for dummies is like was part of the library before, or the vault, technically part of the vault before you guys discovered the vault, and was like, you know, a connection there. Yeah, their thing, you know how like the like Pancake and Chocolate Chip have the music box as like their channel. Demon summoning for dummies as a quote-unquote bot, would have just the entirety of the vault. There's the more general helpful bots like Carlbot and Simplepole. Well, Simplepole-ish. But like Carlbot, who has more of a general run of the land, but Demon Summoning for Dummies is technically part of me, but that's also kind of the thing with the council room in general. It is part of me. Again, you guys live inside my brain. So you know, it's just like a thing. Or it's not really a big deal kind of thing. I like talking about server lore. Server lore is fun, but I don't want to like say everything, because I think it's more fun if I just kind of let things happen. Kind of like D&D, except no, there's no chance. I control everything. I control the story. I was actually thinking for like a really long time I wanted to do like a campaign based on the world building I've already done for like the universe that technically the council room does exist in, but the story that I based the council room lore off of. Like I wanted to do a campaign based on that because I've done so much world building for that world already. But again, designing campaign hard. Difficult and hard to do. I probably could, like, I have like plain ones there. I probably could have used that to put over there. Oh, perfect, nice. Yeah, like I could have not enough. Okay. Like I have ideas for what I do like a one shot. Oops. Thank you, Sally. You have nothing. I have like a one shot idea, I guess. That would work. One shot ideas that would work. The problem is I'd have to stat so many things out, and that's so annoying. Again, my fault and my problem, but I'm lazy. That's literally it. I'm lazy. But yeah, I'd have to stat so many things out because there's so much custom content, we can say, in my worlds, that I'd have to work with or work around. And lazy, yes. You know this. Hello. Yeah, there's so much custom content I'd have to work around to get like the environment and the idea that I'd like to actually make it a reality, right? Because it is it's like an entire world thing, and I mean, I guess if I'm making a world at all, I would have, like, anything I do would have to be custom content, but at least for the other campaign idea I have, I can base it off of stuff that already exists, and I don't have to, like, invent an entirely new system for it. Or not just a system, but, like, invent an entirely new thing for it. It was nice. I didn't have to do anything today. because it's my day off, I get all Tuesdays off. I don't have to go to work any Tuesday. You're playing Rampage Nights. I can see you, Sally. Yeah, I've put in a thing so I will not be scheduled on Tuesdays anymore, which means that I don't have to do the thing I did the first week where I had to get home, and then I get home at like 7 o'clock, and then I'm late to stream. So I no longer have that, and I always have Tuesdays off, so that's nice. It's also good because I don't want to be working every single day, because that would literally kill me. You can't see anything. It literally comes up in my, it comes up in this corner over here, you can't see it on stream, but I can see it on stream. Oh, nice, 2 perfect ones. Yeah, having Tuesdays off is good for you. I've been debating whether or not to take Fridays off, being a stream day and all, yeah. I've been debating whether or not to take Fridays off because, for also streaming, in case I want to do, like, Friday game nights, family game nights. But, I'm going to see how things will work, because I want to make sure that, I have, like, as good a possible schedule, like, work schedule, because if I take Friday off, then then I'm basically going to be working every single other day, essentially, well, for most of the time, because if I'm working, like, because I'm full-time, so I work 30 to 40 hours a week, or at least that's what I'm supposed to be. Which will be what I'm doing this week, so I'll be working 36 hours this week. And I have today off, or like I worked Monday, I have today off, I work tomorrow, and then I have Thursday off, and then I'm working all weekend. Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, that is all weekend, I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, if I take Friday off, then that's basically, I won't be able to have any other day off unless I, like, request it specifically. So I'm gonna give it a second. I don't really mind working Fridays, and I don't know how many other people work in the nursery. And I know that's literally not my problem to worry about and deal with. Yeah, it's not my problem to worry about and deal with. Why am I worrying about it? I'm probably going to also, like, request Fridays off as well. And that way I can only ever have 3 days working in a row, because, last week I was scheduled Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well, and then I was scheduled this Monday, so I'd been working 4 days in a row, and that would have killed me. But I had to take a day off because it would have killed me. So I didn't do that. But yeah. So we'll see if I probably will. I should. I probably should for my own mental health. And then just work the other days, because the thing is, I like working weekdays, because weekdays are nice because less people come in. But Fridays are, like, a busier day, because obviously, like, the next day is Saturday, is the weekend, so people don't have to be or people have less things to do a lot of the time, and especially if it's at closing, that can be really stressful. So maybe I will maybe at the very least I'll make it so I don't work closing on Fridays, because closing on Fridays is hell. I should take Friday off. If I don't do closing on Fridays, and I only work, like, early on Fridays, which is something I could do, like, I could do starting shift Fridays, then I'll still be able to come home to stream on Fridays. And, like, it depends on what kind of day it is, because sometimes we're getting into the summer, so things are gonna get so much worse for me, because I don't do well with a lot of heat, and then also social interaction at a time. It stresses me out. We know this, but whatever. The thing is, with, yeah, maybe I'll just take the entirety of Friday off. We'll find out. We'll work it out. I still have work this Friday, so I can't do it this Friday. Maybe I'll do it next Friday. We'll see how my schedule works. But yeah, that'll be fun. Actually, my first week, summer sucks. Yes, my first week, I worked 31 hours, and I only worked 4 days because I worked 8 hours each day. And I actually feel like I'd prefer that schedule. I would prefer to work 8 hours a day instead of like 6 hours. Like I've been doing on occasion, just because I feel like it'd be better. It'd be better for me because I have like 8 hours is a lot, so it's 8 hours technically, or 8 hours that I'm like from when I start to when I finish, but I get half an hour for lunch, and then I get 2 15-minute breaks, or 15-minute paid breaks, so it is technically not, it's technically only 7 hours, which is not that bad. And how long I worked at my old job, except I didn't get any breaks at my old job, and I was always on, even though at my old job work was a little bit less all of the time. Like I didn't have to do things all of the time at my old job, and like at this job where I have to always be doing something, and there isn't a lot of waiting around. Just like, yes. Serial killer, yeah, that's generally the rule. It's either a 3 or a 4 to get to like just a general mass killing, or well, not mass killing, but like multiple of anything. It's like 1 is like a singular thing, obviously. 2 is double, and then 3 will sometimes be considered triple, and sometimes be considered like that's when you just make it a plural, like a multiple things kind of thing. Like if you're counting I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it's like a math thing, but it's like 1 is 1, and then you have nope, never mind, can't remember. I don't need to know math, so I don't. I don't remember math at all. I got a new skin. Oh, I didn't give Kai a tile. 1 is 1, yes, yeah. But like single, double, triple, and then you can say quad and like quint. But at that point, when you get to 4, people are just like multiple. People will just be like, oh yeah, there's a lot of them. At that point, because it's just like there's too many numbers. I mean, I know there's more like hex and hept or sept, depending on what you want to do. I don't know what 8 is. Oct? Yeah, 8 is oct. I know that 9 is non, and 10 is dec. Like deca, but I don't know if they all apply in like the same scenario, if you'd say those specific things, because you know how words are sometimes like, yeah, there's this one for this occasion. Hi, Kuso. Hello, my love. Hi, darling. Okay, wow, you're really switching it up, huh? No. But yeah, like, it'll have several different versions for whatever it's doing. What was I saying? Anyway, I don't know what you swing both ways. Yeah, I know. I know. Sorry. I'm immature. We know this, and it's okay. I'm working on it. Greetings, Salivin. That's too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. Ha! Put this over. Put this this over. We'll put this over here. You can be over there. The real Kuso, I can't believe it. I know, right? What was I saying? I got distracted. I got distracted by Kuso showing that. Anyway, you guys want to hear about something else I hate? Because I hate lots of stuff sometimes. That's the only strong feeling I can say confidently that I have. It's not even hatred, but it's like strong dislike. I'm gonna say I hate things though because that sounds better. That sounds more fun. But JoJo's within slapping distance. Oh, those people are just close to me. Close to me is a real person. That was outside of lore. That was before lore happened. You like to hate things, I believe? I also believe that, yes. But like something that I don't know if you've seen them, but occasionally there will be these ads for Uber Eats on YouTube. And they are the worst, it's the worst series of ads ever. I knew Bridge Before Bridge was cool. You know Bridge Before Bridge was Bridge. Anyway, yeah, no, there's these Uber Eats ads, and they make me so, like, actually, like, physically angry. And I don't have misophonia, which is like, I don't know, it's not fear, but it's like when you have, when certain sounds, especially, ones created by human beings, cause, like, a visceral reaction to, in you, but it's like these ads, these Uber Eats ads, where people, a lot of times they're celebrities, are just eating inedible things very annoyingly and very loudly, makes me so actually angry. like not just like, oh, I'm upset this is happening, like I want to put my phone through my wall kind of angry. Like I get so also Fahrenheit. It's time travel, Uber Eats, though that specific series of Uber Eats ads, and what did I start with? It's Fahrenheit, Uber Eats ads, and time travel. Those are the ones that, like, it's actually, no, time travel I'm better with. Like, I don't want to kill someone with the time travel thing, and I don't want to kill someone with the Fahrenheit thing. Like, I want to do physical harm to whoever decided these Uber Eats ads were a good idea. I think it's like a mixture of the visuals, the words used in the actual ads, and the sounds, and because it's like like there's this one specific one where there's just this lady who's eating lipstick, and before she eats the lipstick, she like opens the lipstick up and just kind of like licks it, but like not like she's bringing her tongue to the lipstick, more like she's bringing the lipstick to her tongue. She's just like running it over her tongue, and it makes me angry. And then like the other ones have people eating tape and stuff, and it's like, why are you doing this to me? Like I have to turn the volume completely down and like point the screen away from me, or else I will actually get angry about them. Like I will get legitimately mad having to watch it, and I don't want to do. I hate those ads so much. Anyway, downloading an ad block, I could do that, and I probably should do that. Sometimes ads are funny though, like other ads are funny sometimes. I really should just get an ad block though. I keep forgetting to do that. I'm like, yeah, I should do that. From a scale of, no, it's a scale of Fahrenheit to Uber Eats ads of like the things that make me angry. Like Fahrenheit, it's like whatever. Time travel doesn't exist, so I'll get a little bit more heated about it. Actually no, maybe if because Fahrenheit is a real thing, I get worse about it. I honestly can't remember. I'm now just thinking about Uber Eats ads. But if you want to actually add them to that, you can add rose shrubs, because rose shrubs make me not violent, but I don't like them. They make me mad. They're so annoying. those are annoying. They're not angering, but they're annoying. So if you want to add rose shrubs, it can be from rose shrubs to Uber Eats ads, because I've never wanted to kill a person over something inconsequential like that. And it's like, this is making me a worse person. Like, this is actively making me worse. What's up, Sally? What's going on? How you doing? How you faring? What is up? Ask the question to Kuso. What question? What question am I asking to Kuso? I keep hitting my microphone. I thought having it here would help me hit my microphone less, but I don't. Bacon question? No, that's your job. I'm here to just ruin it. Ruin the thing. I don't ask the bacon question. I'm pretty sure Kuso's also seen the bacon question though. But you can ask the bacon question if you want. To Kuso, that's not my job. Is this not attached to that? Wait. Oh, no it is. Okay, I was worried for a second there. Sad. For you, maybe. Ask it yourself. That's your job. I don't have to do anything. Bridger, you a dream stand? Am I? Yeah, we're gonna let that sit there. I hate having these these tiles two of the same feature on opposite sides. It's annoying and useless and bad. I really need to close up my tree thing. Is this one not closed up? Is that why? Because like that's not a very. How many trees is that? I'm not gonna count. Because usually they only give me big numbers when I have a large like patch park already developed. Yeah, see, like this is annoying. I mean, technically this'll connect and it'll still do the same thing, but I would prefer if it was just all throughout the entire thing instead of just being like separated. It's annoying. Okay. I want to fill this in, but I don't have the. I'd have to have like a full water tile for that because I want to make like a pond, not a pond, a lake. How big does something have to be a lake? Or is it like the mountain thing where it's like, oh, yeah, no, these are just fake words. All words are fake, but the difference between a mountain and a hill is generally basically nothing, because no one wants to define it. Like, we all know how, or generally how big a mountain is. Or we can tell when a mountain is not a hill. We can't tell when a hill is not a mountain. Or not as well. I don't know. It's never clear. No one ever makes it clear when how tall a mountain has to be, or a hill has to be to instead be considered a mountain. Or how tall yeah, no, that's it. So I'm wondering if like a lake / a pond is kind of like that, because like I live in Canada, right, and we have the Great Lakes, and I realized this when I was younger, but the Great Lakes are very big. For long time when I was younger, I didn't realize that, oh yeah, no, there's a thing about the Great Lakes, and the thing is that they are very, very large, in comparison to a lot of other lakes, and that makes them, well, that's what makes them special, and B, what makes them quite different from other lakes, because you can have other lakes that are much smaller. This is not gonna work. Okay. You have other lakes that are like much smaller than the size of the Great Lakes that are still considered lakes. Oh, it's lock this in like that? I can. Nice. But yeah, when I was younger, I would go off the idea that, oh, the Great Lakes are lakes, obviously, so if it's going to be a lake, it has to be at least this big. Which is not true. This is mostly water, but I want to just complete this thing here. I can do... I don't like that. Put it here. Put it here. Sure. The bacon question. Have you never seen the bacon question? I'm not gonna ask it. That's Sally's job. Sally always asks the bacon question. Ah! My microphone! Yeah, have you not heard the bacon question? I put it over here. I'll put it over there. Sally's died, as we all know. Sally is officially dead. Put that there. Keep getting wheat. This is... I don't want to have this much wheat. Oh, put this there. Sally, no? Okay. Fine. Just bring it up and then never tell Kuso about it, you terrible person. You're so mean. You're so mean to Kuso. What has Kuso ever done to you? He's been so kind. No one up there. Sure. Put that there. Oh, perfect. Forgot I said that, cause... Yeah, you just want me to ask the bacon question. Bacon question's so dumb, though. No, that's it. Bacon question is dumb. If you really want to know, don't miss next GGG game. Oof, you're so mean to Kuso. Kuso's never done anything to you. I just want to watch the boat. I just want to watch the boat go. If you can see the boat, just go through. That's so fun. Kuso was at a wedding. Yeah. Yeah, Kuso had real world things to do. Like a lame person. I'm gonna say responsible adult, but I don't know if that counts as being a responsible adult. But had like things, you know. As we do. Sometimes you have things. Oh, perfect. Do. But if I do this, I break it. Your sister does not make you lame, she makes you me base. Your sister does not make you lame, she makes you base. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, sure. If that's, what you believe. This is unfair. Oh! New high score! Woo! Yay. I like getting high scores in this game. It makes me feel cool. I think I'm figuring out how this works. What's that? They're just like little sheds. Oh, and look, we have little, just random pots in the middle of nowhere. Oh. That there, that's fine. I never have any planning when I go into this. And just throw things together. Okay. There. I want to surround this entire thing with just nothing. I can't do that because we put a train track. I forgot about that. Okay, woo. My memory is shoddy. My memory is shoddy at a best. Oh, I did it. Strange. Nope, not yet. Too early. Oh, I have another perfect one. Nice. See, I know how this works. Uptime? Shoddy? No, shoddy as in like S-H-O-O-T-Y. Or no, that's shot. I think it's shoddy S-H-O-D-D-Y? Actually, I can't remember how to spell things. Is that a word? Shot. No, bro. It's yeah. S-H-O-D-D-Y. Yeah, that one. Not shot-y. I know what I'm talking about. I like... I can't spell ever. Ever. That's never been a thing I could do. I want that one to be one though. Okay. I don't like it.
Well,
Okay, I'll put that there. We'll attach this over here. No, we'll attach this over here. Sure. Naughty fire burning on the dance floor. Whoa. Okay. I can put that there, but that ruins the thingy.
ow, I don't want it.
Give me something else. Give me something else, please. Okay. Okay. 8. I don't remember what skins I have on this, or I have active currently. Let's actually check. I think it might have been reset. The decoration? I don't know what decoration is. Run in background, controls, audio, graphics, resolution. I don't remember what it was to change whatever the things are, and I don't want to change any of the other stuff. So I'm just gonna leave it. And is it this one? Oh, it is biomes. So it's not skins, it's biomes. I have all of them. Get rid of standard and fjord. So we can have more of the colors that I like. I like getting up early in the morning. I don't like being up early in the morning, but I like getting up. Actually, no. I like being up early, not getting up early. That's what it is. Because, like, if I have to wake up early, but I'm not, like, awake, that sucks. But being up early is fun, because then no one else is awake. And it's great. And I don't big deal with it. But I'm gonna keep talking about my job randomly because I like to do that and it's fun. At my job, lots of people like to come in early to buy plants because that is before other people will show up. Which kind of sucks for me because I like to be up early, but people like to go to the plant shop early, so not shop, the nursery. The garden center. So that kind of defeats the purpose of me being or me liking it when it's early. Which is too bad. But what are you gonna do? You have to do your job. So I just... it's whatever. Like, I like being on the bus early, right? Because being on the bus early is fun. Being on the bus early, you get to deal with less people, and they're never crowded, and they'll sometimes go faster, because there's less traffic. But then again, it's like, if you miss your bus, you miss your bus. But that's true for really any part of the day. It's any point of the day that I need to get on a bus. The buses are really spread out, which is so dumb and upsetting and bad. But it's whatever, you know? You know what I mean? It's fine. You do what you gotta do. I swear I do not have... Oh, apparently I do. It's like 104 trees? But yeah. I've been going to sleep earlier as well, which is usually a good thing, but it means that I can't stay up late anymore. I get tired real early. But I've also been waking up really early, too, and it doesn't matter when I go to sleep. I still wake up early. Like, I'll wake up, or I had a thing where I would go to sleep around 12 or, later, like 12 to 1 o'clock, and then I'd wake up around 3 in the morning. So, like, I only get 2 or 3 hours of sleep. But, like, I couldn't go back to sleep afterwards, which sucked. Yeah, it just sucked in general, because, like, the reason that would happen was because I had to get up early the next morning. And so I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep. It's just like, well, I have to get up early anyway. And I'm running out of time to sleep so I can't go to sleep, kind of thing. Because my brain's like that. It's great. I just go to work and I'm so tired. But it's gotten better, which is nice. I can sleep better. Or I can sleep longer. I've only been waking up at 6 a.m. these days, which is still not a lot of sleep when you go to sleep, if you go to sleep at like 1 a.m. Because you can't fall asleep. But it's better than no sleep, and what I've been doing before. So I'm happy about that. Weird thing about me is, like, I get a really, like, I have, like, a real low social battery. So many hours to be awake. Yeah, it's a lot of hours to be awake, because it's like, I'm coming from a full day of work, and then I don't, oh, I broke that, oops, and then I don't nap, right? Like, I won't nap through the day, and then I'll go to sleep at, like, 1 a.m. and then I wake up. What even do to pass the time? Contemplate my own existence. What was I saying? No, but, like, I have a pretty low social battery. I can't really socialize a lot, which is why when I have things to do, I stop existing online. But I'll have, like, a really low social battery, and that's true for almost all of the time. The thing is, when I am outside and I have to do things socially, I get very in the mood, or, like, it's kind of like the Newton's law thing, where it's like, an object in motion will stay in motion, or will want to stay in motion, and objects not in motion will want to stay not in motion. So it's like after I've gone, when I come back from work, I'm either like, I can't talk to anyone, please don't interact with me at all, I'll start crying. Or it's like, I have to keep talking, I have to keep doing things, I can't stop, I'm going to, like, I just keep going, I keep going, which is what happened when we played GGD on, this past Saturday? Not this Saturday. Yeah, no, this past Saturday. I was still in work mode, because I had a short day that day, so I was still sort of in, like, socializing work mode, and so I was, like, very, like, a lot was happening in my brain. Actually, that happened on Tuesday, the first week. Oh, I should have put it over there. Tuesday, the first week that I started working, when I was streaming, I was still in, like, the Noon's also places social interactions, yeah. I was still in working mode, so I could talk a lot, like, I just kept talking. And then last Tuesday, what was happening was, like, I didn't have work, and I had work not the previous day, actually. I had work all on the weekends, and I was still exhausted from that, and I hadn't had anything on Monday, and I hadn't had anything on Tuesday, so I was in the mindset of literally nothing happening at all, and please don't have anything happening ever. Which is not like a fun, it's not like a fun place to be. Right, like it's social interactions are for nerds, sure. But like it was not a fun place to be, which is why I didn't stream last week, even though it's like, oh, I was literally doing nothing. Because I'd been doing nothing. I could do something else. Yeah, so it's like sometimes doing more social interactions will make me want to do more social interactions. Sometimes literally the opposite of that. I guess it depends. Like, I haven't had a lot of... Because last night when I got home from work, I spent like a couple hours talking to my mom about work stuff. Real chats interested in each other's vibes. I mean, yeah. I agree. That is a fair assessment. What if you don't want to be a chat, though? But yeah. After this, I'm gonna lie on my bed and not think. I have to go to work tomorrow. I'm closing tomorrow, but it's a weekday, so it should be fine. And I know how to close now, which is really nice. So everything should be fine. I'm also closing on Sunday, which I don't mind as well. Yeah, last week it was a little bit worse. I was closing on Friday, and then I was also closing on Sunday. I didn't go to work on Sunday, but that's beside the point. I told them I'm allowed to take mental health days. But yeah, Friday was hell. Closing on Friday is hell. Closing on the weekends is not as bad because we're not open as long on the weekends. So it is really not as bad. My microphone! I think it's because I can't see my mic. Maybe I have to move it again. Or just turn up the sensitivity on it so it can hear me while I'm farther away from it and not have it pressed up against my face. But for the better audio quality for this mic in particular, you're supposed to have it closer to your face, but if I have it closer to my face, I'm going to hit it because I keep moving, and that's, I think, mostly just a problem with me because I move a lot, right? In general, I'll move around a lot, like a loser. Like, oh, you can't stay in the same space when you're doing a thing? What's wrong with you? God. Oh, nice. Perfect. But yeah, I've been, like, really tired with doing, let me put this over here. No. I don't want to put 2 boats on this one. Doing work stuff has been very tiring, which sucks because I want to use my computer. And when I get very, very tired, like I have been getting because of what I've been doing for work, I don't want to open my computer except to check my, or except when I have to check my, my work schedule. So that sucks. Because when if I don't open my computer, I can't do things like play video games or talk to people on Discord. Well, no, I can't talk to people on Discord. Like, I can't use, I can't be in VCs, which suck. Don't want to do that. It's bad. It's dumb. But, you know, it is what it is. Gotta work around that. Oh my god! Polly! Oh my god, look, it's a cryptid, guys. Oh wow, when's the last time you've been on one of my streams? I feel like this is the first time you've been on my streams in on one of my streams in like a month. It's very surprising to see you here. Have you been out partying? Let Polly out of the basement. I don't think there was a basement. I think it's just one of the back rooms in the council. Actually, I think Polly somehow managed to escape the council, or the council rooms, and has been roaming outside somehow. You woke up from a nap, so you weren't being social. So it is just you doing the thing where you just sleep through everything. Is this your lore now? Your lore is you disappear sometimes. Yeah. You disappear and we don't know where you go. Am I part of the back room? I mean, you have to go somewhere. I would assume that you're disappearing to the back rooms because I can never find you, and you only show up on your time. I say we work on bridge time, but no, polytime actually exists, and breaks is universe breaking. Let's count. It's breaks the laws of the universe because Polly can just not have to work on bridge time. I call dibs on being an SCP. You're not an SCP, but you are a council room cryptid. So you get that. That's for you. You get to be mysterious and strange and way too friendly. Just randomly way too friendly. And talk about mysterious things such as a social life. But yeah. God, I can't imagine doing things. I want to be a Keter SCP. Keter is the highest class, right? If I can remember correctly, Keter's that would be one of the highest classes, or the highest class. Today you walked your dogs. Today you went on a walk. is what you mean. You were also walked today. What did you see? What did you do? How was it? They barked at a lady. Did you also bark at a lady? Polly, you're safe at best. Yeah, I don't think you could physically hurt. I don't think you could do anything to hurt anyone. Oh wait. Would the council room itself be... But keeters are hard to contain? That's true. Isn't the thing... Yeah, isn't the ranking system, like, keeters will not... either can't be contained or will, like, constantly... Or have, like, very high requirements, to be safe. I mean, you're not doing anything. Am I allowed to bark? You barked when you joined here. It's like, I mean, technically you are contained, at least in the council lore. You are technically contained all the time because you still are. You can't. You're still in the council. And it's not like we're an SCP Foundation. We're not the SCP Foundation, right? But my question is, would the council itself be considered an SCP? Because I think it might be. Oh, please don't make me do another one of these. I don't want to start another reel. Okay, fine. We'll put this here, actually. You're high maintenance from time to time. Yeah, the council room would be an SCP in line with IKEA, with the IKEA SCP, which is my favorite SCP. There's no relation there. I swear there's no relation there. I didn't remember it. Council? I don't know what a council is. Also, there are no cults. Except for the Amoli cult. That's the only cult I'll allow. Stop. You stay over there. My microphone is being... You demand attention 24/7? Is that what that is? Are you sure? Are you sure you do? Because you don't. You don't. You really don't. You disappear for days on end. When we playing the IKEA Roblox game, I don't know, you want to try, setting up a time to play games with me? Will you fall asleep and never wake up when the scheduled time to play games are? I also don't have a Roblox account anymore. At least I don't remember what the password is. The password for my account. Also, I don't want to play Roblox. You get really itchy and then you scratch it and then that doesn't help, so you keep scratching it, and then scratching it is actually what causes it to continue to be itchy. And so you're kind of just in a perpetual state where you're itching your skin, and then it's getting worse, and then it continues. That ever happened to you? It's currently happening to me. Stop. Wait, I don't actually know if this is doing anything, but I'm going to use it. It's fine. Sure, I need to get Roblox. I don't want to get Roblox. Microtransactions. I need money. Actually, how many people stream Roblox? I want to know. Oh, it's a town. Is that a fox? Look, it has a fox and a jack-o'-lantern. I can't swear. Saloid then. You know the rules. I can't do the swearing. I can't swear. Yes. I told you. Can't do the swear. The swear is illegal. Roblox is trash. I mean, yeah. What does the fox say? At the current moment, nothing. Ukraine win? Win what? Don't, like, are you asking me? Are you asking Polly? Are you asking Kuso? Are you asking a general question to everyone here? I'm hoping you're talking about Eurovision. I can say that. So stupid.
Dab me up.
There we go. I can. There we go. You don't get a refund. You get that. Actually, we'll put this over here because we need to start probably pay points. I'm getting heated in the Eurovision section of my chat, which is literally just Polly. I think Polly's the only one who cares a lot about Eurovision. Where are the other? Oh, that's another connection. Okay, put that there, and then I put that here, and then I can put this over here. Then continue this one. Unfortunately, I don't do music requests. I'd say sorry, but that's always been true. We don't take music requests here. We kind of just we play with the music in the game, and if there's no music in the game or it's sparse, then we play Minecraft music. Those are the rules. Even if we play copyright music, it's my choice. This is my world. I make the decisions. Here we go. I'm begging I'll do anything. Anything you say? No, I'm not doing it. Anything then perish. No, you fool. Yeah. I'm desperate, Kuso. There's like a TV. You don't want to make a deal. Hey, this is not Polly's chat. This is not Polly's stream. I'm not a demon. I'm a real human being, I swear. Oh, speaking of me being a real human being who experiences human things in a real, honest, actual, true way. It's really funny, because I was at... I already have a blood contract with... You have a blood contract with Modbridge. I am a different person.
Uwu? Uwu?
I can't do the Uwu voice well today. I've known that. Why do I keep trying? Anyway, I was working on yesterday, Monday, and it was raining, right? So it was like colder, because it was raining because it was colder, and I was working with the roses, and I was wearing gloves for like once in my entire life, because as much as I hate wearing gloves, I find that I hate the feeling of wet dirt on my hands more, because it's like not like just like powdery soil. It's like it was like wood chips and stuff, and I hated that. So I was wearing the gloves to prevent that, even though it was wet, and also gloves is bad. But I was speaking with a guest, and I took off my gloves, and he stopped me in the middle of speaking and was like, "Why are your hands steaming?" And I'm just like, "What are you talking about? My hands aren't steaming. What are you talking about?" And he's like, "No, your hands are steaming. What the heck? Are you real? Are you human? It's like you're a mutant. What's happening?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I was just looking at my hand. And agrees about the soil thing. Yes. I was looking at my hand, because you know I'm like a very warm person in general, so I don't think I'm warm enough to even if it was that cold to have steam coming off of my skin. But I was looking at my hand, being like, "What are you talking about?" And he kept looking at my hand and like pointing at it. It's like, I swear I saw steam coming off of it. There's something. He's like, "You are a mutant." I was like, okay, sure. Then tried to move on because that's a weird thing to say to a person. He ended up being very nice, to me at least. We were having a conversation. He was looking for a tree, and we kind of just went to trip around the nursery looking to see if any of the trees would catch his fancy. I don't think anything did in the end, but that's, you know, that's fine, that's whatever. But it's funny, I was thinking about that because I make the jokes that I don't bleed, and now my skin steams when it's cold. You know, normal human being things that happen. Anywho, bridge warm person. Yes. Yes, warm person. Yep, that's me. I am person 100%. 100 on 100 1000%. No, there's so many trees. There's so many trees. Someone go to Canada when cold. You're supposed to go to Canada anyway. Not just when it's cold, in general. You said you would. You said you'd come to Canada. I'm probably gonna run out before I complete that. I kinda wanna do. I want to though, but. Get to Bridges, cuddles, profit. I don't know how you're profiting off of cuddling me, but good luck on that. It's, good luck on that. Genuinely, wholeheartedly, it's not gonna work out. Probably, there's probably a little bit more you have to figure out before it'll work. But I found myself just casually starting to speak randomly with like a southern accent. I don't know if you noticed, but it was starting when I was just talking right now. But it's like if I'm speaking out loud randomly to myself, I will just start speaking with like a weirdly southern accent for no reason. And it's especially weird because usually that only happens when I've been like around, or like accents will crop up when I've been around something or that like has that accent, or yeah, something, I guess you could say, because like I'll watch something that has that accent. And what I'm watching right now does have characters that have it's like a southern accent, except I only started watching that like today. So it's weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that's happening. I'm just randomly talking with a southern style accent for no gosh darn reason. It's fun though. It's fun and funny. There we go, that's what I wanted. Plan and would like to take part in it, bet. I mean, if you can find a way to convince Polly that they need to find a job, if they're coming to Canada that they'll need to find a job, then great. Where is this connected? It's not over there. What the heck? Let's spin this around. Because this is still open, but I don't see where it's open. Is it? It's not over here. I do not understand. Is it literally here? Okay. That's not helpful. Okay. I have so many wheat. I have so much wheat. I'm gonna lose this one. We'll put the wheat over here. We'll put it over here with all the other stuff. I don't know why I'm saying I'm gonna lose this one as if there's like an end goal and I'm not just trying to quote unquote survive for as long as I can. But yeah, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. I don't have like a smaller wheat patch. Yeah, no, this is like all closed off. Why can't I just stay as a maid? Because we don't have enough money to pay you. Won't have enough money to pay you, and then it'll be bad. Yes. Oh wow, that's a lot of tiles from that. Stretch? Oh damn you, Sally. Fine, we'll stretch. It's been yeah, you're 18 minutes late, Sally. Here, look at pretty screen. I'll be back. Don't be mean to people. Or, no, be mean to each other. That's what I want. That's what I'm gonna encourage. Be mean to each other, listen to nice music. I'll be back. I don't see anyone being mean to each other in chat. I'm so disappointed. But you do need money. Do not tell me you don't need money. That's untrue. You do need money. Hello. Anyway, you do need money. And Sally, I'm disappointed in you. You bought Sally face today? What? What was I talking about before I left? Nice with the silent K. Why am I disappointed? I told you to be mean to each other and you weren't. You guys just didn't say anything. Exactly. I'm disappointed because no one did anything. Well, you're useless. Come on, I expected someone to be mean to someone. just gonna cut this off. I don't care anymore. Sally Face cosplay one? Face cosplay? God, can you imagine having a face? I could never. Imagine being real. Yeah. When I end this one, will probably be the last one I do. I'm getting tired and I want to go, not to sleep necessarily, because if I go to sleep right now, then I will wake up way too early and I will be grumpy and upset. So not sleeping, but doing something else. Oh, I remember, I literally can't connect to this point here. Who? Who's that? Who are you talking to? I don't know that person. Who is Bride? Who is who is this? Clans cosplay when? I'm not gonna promise that to you ever. I refuse. I refuse to ever promise that to you. And if I already promised it to you, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Stupid. Class cosplay would be so dumb. I'm not doing it. Sub goal. Make it a sub goal. That sounds like a terrible idea. That sounds like a genuinely terrible idea, actually. I've made a terrible mistake. I will be destroying everything I have here. Does this fit anywhere over here? Yes, it does. Okay. Doop-a-doo. Drink water. Glug glug. Oh look, the game's gonna end. I just destroyed that one. Okay. Well, that's it, folks. I actually don't know if this is a high score. I think I was just saying high score and I got confused. Actually, I want to see. No, that's fine. We're gonna end it again. Woo. How do I go back to menu? I don't know. Yeah, let's see if we have anyone who's live that we know. Cause we don't know anyone, but if anyone in chat, wink wink, nudge nudge, has a person that they would like to hang out with, current score. Not a lot, huh? That's this game. But yeah, if anyone has wink wink, nudge nudge, people. Is there a viewer limit on the raid? Not for us. But yeah, if you want to raid someone, tell me who we're raiding. Cause, God, it's so much work to look for a person. Let's get a new friend. Sure. You know what? Well, actually, I'll look something up, cause I do that sometimes. We'll look up people in the Dorfromantic tag, cause I feel like it. Look for someone cool. I don't know who's cool. I know people are cool. This is so much brain power. Someone else pick something for me. No, actually, let someone else pick something, or else we're not gonna raid anyone. Cause I don't know how to find people and judge whether or not they're cool or not. You have someone? Okay, who do you have? No, you're a streamer? No, that's not how this works. Although they've like 13 viewers. Okay. Is that... Do you not want to go visit them? I don't mind. We can raid a person with 13 viewers. Sally, why do you follow so many people? I don't know why I'm asking that. I know how people usually consume media. That's on me. That is on me. Letters from Pluto. Letters from... Why do you follow me then? Oh, they're doing Lego stuff. Okay, we can, Oh, they're also Canadian! Okay, yeah, we can... I just don't consume their media a lot. You consume my media. Sure, we'll raid letters from Pluto. Letters from... I misspelled that. Okay. It's intended for mature audiences? I don't care. It's fine. Go say hi, be nice, be cool. Yeah. Good night. Thank you for coming. Everyone, thank you for staying. I don't know if I said this last time, but that's how I'm supposed to end these things. So yeah, everyone be nice, be cool. Bye.